time of day it is where you are. So I'd like to tell you all, I guess, my story of extraterrestrial contact, how it all started for me back in 2007. So back in 2007, I was researching a lot of stuff online. My mind had become kind of like blown wide open by the stuff I was researching. I've kind of come to see that what I thought was reality was not reality at all, and I was very open-minded. I was exploring things like cloud busting, where we focus our consciousness on a small cloud in the atmosphere and make it disappear, and that seemed to be working. I was having all sorts of bizarre experiences. I had one experience where I literally wanted to check this cloud busting really worked. So I sat down to meditate under a clear, a thick cloud cover, well, a thin cloud cover of light grey cloud, but it was blanketing the whole sky. There was no blue sky. And I sat down to meditate thinking, right, I'm going to create a blue circle directly above my head in the sky of space. And I actually managed to do it. I visualized these particles of cloud just disintegrate. And I looked up and there was this blue hole in the sky. I remember these two biplanes flew over. They'd obviously been attracted to it. I thought, what's that strange hole? So lots of strange stuff was happening in my reality at this time. And so at some point I came across the teachings of Dr. Stephen Greer and his CE5 coherent thought sequencing protocols, where we do these meditations to visualize ourselves out in the galaxy, putting out a consciousness to connect with the ETs, and then doing visualizations of where we live on the planet and guiding them in. And cut a long story short, over about 2 or 3 months, I had 3 UFO sightings over my house. One was they all involved fighter jets flying over. I don't know if it was the ETs disguising themselves as fighter jets as first to catch my attention, or there was fighter jets there. It was a very bizarre phenomena, and if any of you have had your own ET contact experiences, you know it's very bizarre. It's weird, things seem to change and different people perceive them different ways. And so the first one, I saw these huge, great 3 or 4, 5 flashes of light over my house through the cloud cover with the sound of this fighter jet flying over it. Second sighting, there was this golden orb of light coming across the sky like that. I said to it in my mind, if you're a UFO, move up and down. The instant I said that, it went zoop like that, straight up, complete impossible maneuver for any aircraft that I'm aware of. It moved along. At some point it went down, across, up, blinked out, blinked off, and went off into the distance. And then in the distance it actually had red and green nav lights, and I was thinking, is that a plane? It was crazy stuff. So third sighting, again, fighter jet flying over my house back in Lincolnshire, tracking this golden orb of light flying in the sky like this, fighter jet tracking it perfectly like this, and then after that this red and green orb appeared and just floated up over there. So mind slightly opened after this, you can imagine. I guess this sent me on a journey over many years. It was perhaps 2011 before I had the real sighting. I'd been putting it out there over the winter in 2011 in the UK. It was really snowy, it was -15, loads of snow. I went out in my snowsuit and I'd been saying in meditation for nights and nights, I want to meet my star family. So I went out, meditated on the side of this hill, and started to visualize a golden orb of light flying through the sky. Opened my eyes, and there was a golden orb of light flying through the sky, believe it or not, but it was actually a Chinese lantern, which was quite uncommon around there. So power visualization, interesting for a start. Gave up on trying to make contact, had a laugh about it, walked up the hill, saw this flash of light, pa-ching, thought that's a bit different. Next thing you know, it flashes over here, pa-ching, then it's flashing over here, pa-ching. So it's crossed a massive area of the sky, and then it lights up at 2 ends, this shimmer of light goes through it, and it must have been a huge ship, probably a Yahyel mothership. So, it's okay, it's only my medicine god. He's okay. I think he wanted to say hi. Hey guys. He's very much involved in this extraterrestrial contact over here. You might even be able to sense his consciousness through the video. The consciousness of the medicine god, this represents, is very much in this. So hi from the medicine god. He looks like he's supporting us. He's happy to be on camera. He's not always happy, I tell you. He gets irritated with me. So fast forward, I guess I had the odd sighting here and there, on and off between then, but everything ramped up in 2018. So I actually made a prediction on my YouTube channel that something major was going to happen in 2018 on the equinox, and It did. I actually had. That was when I actually captured the Yahyel on video on my YouTube channel. So check out my YouTube channel. Have a search back to videos from 2018 September, October, and you'll see the video of the Yahyel I captured on my YouTube channel. But a week, no, 20 days before this, because it was September the 11th. Interesting day. So September the 11th, I go out to the forest. No, I missed the 2009 contact experience. So this happened in 2009 as well. My major experience was in 2009. I had this experience in the forest in the UK where I went into the forest and I felt like I was infinite consciousness trapped in a body. I had this big opening, but it was unbearable. It was like I was infinity, but I was trapped in this human body, and all of a sudden, like, my reality hit me, and I was like, oh no, it was too much to deal. It was like too much to deal with, and it was like too much to deal with if you've been through these spiritual experiences. But something in me at that time said, accept you are infinite consciousness. I don't know, it just was in my heart or something, and I had no choice. I was suffering so much. I was like, okay, I surrender, I admit it, I accept, because I've been studying Bashar's teachings for a year, and so kind of had the framework, and then was having this big awakening experience, and I accepted I was infinite consciousness. I truly did. And in that moment, this unbearable suffering and contraction and feeling of trappedness in my body expanded into feelings of like infinite bliss and connectedness and love and joy and euphoria and oneness, and like the plants were and the trees were my long lost family. It was a real amazing experience. And after that, every step I took through the forest, my frequency went higher and higher, and I felt like I was being guided somewhere. At some point, I realized I was there to have contact with the ETs. I went deeper into the forest. At some point, my frequency went crazy high. I was getting all these downloads. I realized I could access infinite consciousness. And then my frequency shifted, and I got paranoid and freaked out, and actually ended up running out the forest. There's a longer story to this. It was really crazy, but basically I had like a kind of paranoia attack and worried that the SAS were chasing me because I'd had a UFO experience, and like it created a kind of psychosis in me, mild psychosis, I believe. So, but I was okay. I was fine. I recovered. I integrated it over the years. And so, but I never actually remembered anything from that experience, even though I strongly suggested that I'd had extraterrestrial contact due to what Bashar had explained to us about how we can not remember it when we're not ready to integrate it. But fasting forward to 2018, I had the same experience again, 9 years later. Like I kept kind of was feeling it was something like this was going to happen. I went to the same forest again. I felt my frequency go super high. I started seeing reality multidimensionally. I could see like parallel reality versions of the forest in front of me, and like which one I'd end up in depending on which way I focused my consciousness and my frequency and my focus of attention. And at some point around here, I suddenly appeared in like facing a sorry, medicine god. I suddenly appeared facing in a different direction, stood in the prone position like this, and the lighting was different, and there's all fighter jets flying around my head. I'm super disoriented. My frequency is extremely high. I feel like I'm one with not only the trees but also the fighter jets. I feel like they're absorbed in my consciousness, and I'm resonating at a super high frequency. I'm not quite sure why the fighter jets are there right at that moment. I'm becoming aware that they're there because of me. I'm becoming aware that they're there because of me, because something major has just happened. And slowly, after a few seconds, it begins to dawn on me that I've just had an ET contact experience. And I recognize the energy prior to it from the 2009 experience. It's an incredible energy. It's like you suddenly become just buoyed up and uplifted, and all the colors in reality seem to become brighter and more vivid, and everything's like joyful. I think it's because you're in your heart consciousness very much, and it's just like life's so joyful and vivid and interactive. It's like mind-blowing. And so in this high vibrational state, I came to an awareness that I was creating my reality very rapidly because I was in such a high vibrational state, and I needed to maintain a very high frequency and not slip into fear, so that I didn't go into like weird situations with like army and fighter jets and crazy stuff. So I was kind of like wandering around the forest for about an hour, trying to keep my frequency high. The fighter jets would come back every 5-10 minutes, circle over my head. I couldn't see them because there was cloud cover, but I could sure hear them. It felt like there was like 2, 3, 4, about 2 or 3, maybe 4 fighter jets there, and some other planes, some maybe one of the radar tracking planes, I don't know. And so I was doing stuff like praying to Christ, anything I could think of at the minute to keep my frequency high. And at some point I kind of calmed down, went to my car in the car park and just wanted to get out of there really fast. I didn't tell you about the singing part though. What I did to keep my frequency high, and I felt like I wanted to attract attention to myself because, like, I was like, okay, I've had a UFO experience. I don't want the military to capture me. That was in the back of my mind. So I'm going to start singing at the top of my voice to capture the attention of the dog walkers, which weren't going to be too far away. And also show to the fighter jets if they could sense me in any way, singing on their high-tech technology, which these fighter jets do. They're located at the nearby fighter jet base, which I had syncs with, really weird syncs, kept resonating with these planes afterwards, and they're like super high-tech. They're the Eurofighter. They were the highest tech plane in the UK at the time, and I know they have like a lot of tracking stuff, so I wouldn't be surprised if they could hear my voice and like see me through the cloud cover. And so anyway, so I started singing I Am the One and Only, but I'm not doing a rendition now, by Jason, oh, who's that guy from Neighbours in Australia, Jason someone, I don't know. But anyway, I'm singing this song that it's like, I am the one and only, nobody I'd rather be, this like really empowering song that I guess my higher self gave to me. And I'm resonating this frequency out of me, and it's like I can feel the whole, all the trees, all the plains, in like half a mile or a quarter of a mile square radius, circular radius, spherical radius around me, resonating to the frequency of I Am the One and Only by Kylie Minogue's boyfriend from, do you remember those days? I can't remember his name. So yeah, so that's kind of my contact story. And yeah, I got many more stories, so we'll probably be talking about them in future videos. But for now, have a great day. Shibai.